21-year-old Mario Gosselin has been through a lot in these playoffs. He's shown he's got the stuff so far, but tonight, the ultimate test for Gosselin. He was the hero for Canadians last year. He's been superb again this year. That's all in the past now. Here it is, Game 7 in this Battle of La Belle Province. Canadians rely once again on Steve Penny, and they drop it in at center between Carbonneau and Peter Stastny. Nyland and Gainey out there for Montreal. Cote and Anton Stastny, the wingers for Quebec. Moeller and Price starting on the defense with Curvers and Robinson, the two defensemen for Montreal.
Now the old cliche, Mick, do the coaches have to say anything to their teams before a game like this?
They haven't had time, Dick. They've been busy saying too much to each other. These two in a real verbal battle. Lemaire and Bergeron. We'll get into that as the game goes on. These two guys, Lemaire and Bergeron, have done a commercial together in the province for television, so you'd think they would be buddies, but Bergeron really took exception to remarks by Lemaire that the game was clean the other night because Dale Hunter was out. Bergeron said Lemaire's there when they win and has lots to say. When they lose, he's not around.
You know, both teams looking for that all-important first goal. To get the zip, they're going to need to pull this one out. Gainey is in there. And the first shot for Canadians, Gainey was wide. Price, number 7. It hit Stastny's skate. There's Big Robinson. He'll roll it ahead. Carbonneau is tied up. Nyland was knocked down near center ice. Penny makes his first stop. Nice, easy save for Penny. Pass ahead near center. Nyland didn't see it. He was going to the bench anyway as the Canadians make changes. Rochefort and Marois, the two defensemen back there. Carbonneau, an excellent court checker, was watching him. Tamar rips one in. It's back to the net. Robinson in there in a hurry. And he comes from the corner. He is blocked right there. He's run away from that. Check home by Gillis. There's a penalty coming up on the play against Robinson. I think for retaliation on Gillis. He sidestepped the check. And then gave Gillis a push. Terry Fraser hammers away with the first penalty.
Larry Robinson in the penalty box, roughing the call at 125. Then kind of an un-Larry-like reaction here after he gets hit. And he goes after Gillis right there.
Not the kind of play that Robinson makes anytime during the year, really, Dick, but especially in the 7th game. I didn't think we'd see much of that, and we may not see too much tonight with the importance on this game.
Well, the Nordiques have the man advantage early in the hockey game. Canadians have allowed, mind you, only one power play goal during their last 16 times short. That's just over 93% efficiency. DeBlois and McPhee are penalty killers now with Green and Ludwig on the defense. That's Marois carrying the puck. Peter Stastny is going to center ice. Marois will shoot it from center. It goes in there, and here comes Payma. He let it roll along the boards. McPhee can't tie his man up. Into the corner. Center! The first quick shot on this power play missed the net from the stick of Peter Stastny. And the Canadians get it out of the zone. One chance left in the penalty to Larry Robinson. DeBlois doing a good job over there. Tying up Marois now. DeBlois gone to the bench and a long rising shot by Ludwig off the glass. Canadians in control with Carbonneau getting it back. They're trying to kill this first penalty of the game, and they're doing a heck of a job so far. 50 seconds left in the penalty to Larry Robinson of Canadians. Out for Quebec. Down goes Gillis. Here comes Gainey. Gainey gave him a ride on the boards, and the two players went to the ice. Gillis is up again, though. Gillis back in the net. Got it back to Maxwell. He's got a good shot. He gave it to Gillis. He's tied up. Cut the slap by. The man right in front of the net down the ice. A real fastball. He just wheeled and fired it. Humble coming in. Shot. Penny. Good save. 10 seconds left in the Robinson penalty. Quebec. Pressure on now. Pass off the boards to the corner. Humble got it back. This is dangerous. Bell. Scores! Just as Robinson stepped on the ice.
You're right, Bob. I don't think it's going to be a power play goal in the box score tomorrow. I think, Dick, this puck hit somebody in front of Steve Penny. Nice play by Payma to Bell right here. Now watch the front of the net. Green. Here goes Carbonneau, and I think it deflected off of somebody right there. And went underneath Steve Penny to give the Nordiques that early 1-0 lead.
You know, the Canadians had defended through to the point with just 10 seconds left in the penalty before Quebec got its first shot on the power play and in the game. But there's Bruce Bell, the rookie.
Assisted by number 17, Mark Kumpel. Et le numéro 9 and number 9, Brent Ashton. At 3 minutes 27 secondes at 3 minutes 27 seconds.
3:27, the time of the opening goal in this important game for these two teams. Bell from Ashton and Kumpel. So 1-0 now, Quebec. And they're starting up with a puck. Pass to Hunter. He is going to go another mark in his first shift. Here's Bobby Smith. He's been rather quiet since the Boston series, and this pass is not a good one. Now Smith again. Along the line, he apparently dragged it in. 18,000 or so didn't think so, but it's offside at the Quebec blue line.
Interesting to see the collision between the two Hunter brothers, both of whom were out of action the other night.
I'll tell you what, Nick, Mark, is he fired up, I'll tell you what. You know, to sit a guy out with the competitive spirit of the whole Hunter family, like they did with Mark the other night, boy, he's coming out of the chute like he was shot out of a cannon. He just belted Dale to the ice.
After the skate this morning for the Canadians, which was a rather light-hearted, light skate, they had more fun than work. Lemaire stayed on the ice with Mark Hunter for about 10 or 15 minutes. And he did nothing but talk to him. And here he is in the lineup tonight, and he belts his brother on his first shift. So you're right, Mick. He is fired up. Ludwig now has to hurry back. Cote was tied up by Chelios, who's on for the first time. Now Anton Stastny is going in there. Stastny dropped it back in front. Ludwig knocked it away as he tied up Cote, and he couldn't get it stuck on it. Peter Stastny kept it in. Chelios moving forward. Moved the pass right away to Naslund. He didn't get very far. Chelios again. Peter Stastny hooked it away, but Naslund was there picking it up. Naslund trying to find some room. Out for Ludwig now. From center ice, he'll shoot it. It's high and wide of the net. Cote couldn't get it out of the zone. Nearing the 5-minute mark of the first period. 1-0 the score. The goal by Bell. Haney now turning. He was hit hard over there by Rochefort. But he's still in there. Gainey is. He's in front of the net. The pass comes to Robinson. He fires. And that hit a leg. And the Quebec Nordiques get it out again. Anton Stastny coming up there. Against Curvers, he was stopped. Robinson again to Curvers. Pass to Nyland. He shoots it into the Quebec zone. Here comes Gainey again. Gainey pushed it around on the corner. Lockhart is on the ice, hooking it back to the net. Maxwell bumped by Gainey. Curvers trying to keep it in. He does. Got it to Gainey. Gainey is tied up though. And Gillis got it up to center. Robinson is waiting there. Ashton watching him. 5:40 gone in the period. 1-0 Quebec here in Game 7. The Nordiques going in. Gillis backhands it in there. Took a hit from Walter as he did. He and Walter pushing at each other. The play continues, and Gillis is hit hard by Walter down the corner. And they get a whistle on that play as they jam in on the boards to the left of Steve Penny. Live on CBC, this is Hockey Night in Canada. 5 minutes and 3 seconds left in the opening period. The Nordiques with the first goal of the game, leading 1-0. Chelios with Ludwig on the defense again for Canadians. Chelios gave it to Ludwig a little too far. Ludwig now poked it ahead. Smith with Boisvert and Mark Hunter. Couple for Quebec. Cote on the left. Couldn't stop the pass. Gillis leaves the ice, and Dale Hunter is on there again for the Nordiques. There goes Campo chasing Chelios. Smith got a pass away to Mark Hunter. He's down against Price. And there goes Boisvert, the real speedster. Got in there in a hurry, and his shot was wide. Bobby Smith threw it in behind the net. Smith was hit by Cote, the latter falling to the ice. Now Campo had a long pass he grabs. Takes the shot, and he covering up with a stick save, and the Nordiques are making changes. 4:15 to play in the period. 1-0 Quebec. Here's Robinson again, shooting it in for Naslund. And the Nordiques twice was back there to clear it. Here's a break. Anton Stastny, Hunter is in front. Oh, Penny came up big. With two Quebec players and on top of him. You won't see a better glove save than that right there.
A standing ovation for Steve Penny. His save comes right after Gosselin. Rob Naslin. Back went Quebec. What a glove grab of Anton Stastny.
Everybody in the building, Dick, thought that Stastny was going to give it to Dale Hunter. It was 2 on the goaltender. And if you notice in that first replay, Penny was just about to make the move to cover the pass when Stastny let it go. Here's some action at the other end that preceded the Quebec chance. Stastny thought, I'm going to cross everybody up and try to pick the short side, and Penny held his ground just enough time to make that stop.
What a beautiful glove save by Penny. Mickey, he did give him a little bit of room there on the post, but then he had that quick glove. Oh, boy. Dale Hunter was right in front of him. Now back for Gainey. Gainey going in there, dropping it back. Chelios moving up a step or two. In front is Gainey again, might get a shot. No, he won't. He gave it to Ludwig. His shot, a weak one and away wide. It was deflected back there. There goes Chelios pinching in, but Peter Stastny and Hunter coming out. With Moeller, the defenseman, up on the play. Peter Stastny trying to fool Gainey, who had to drop back there. Stastny lost his stick. 3:20 left in the period. Gainey, boy, I'll tell you, he's skating hard in this first period. So what else is new? There are 2 more periods, and he'll likely do it then, too. Bob Gainey, the Canadiens' captain. He doesn't take a breather at any time. Here's Paymon coming in. Paymon, another hard worker. For Quebec, dropped it in front. Ashton was covered, couldn't shoot it. The Nordiques applied pressure again. Sauvé fired a shot off the leg. He went in there quickly. Sauvé trying to get it loose from Carmino, who fell on it. Referee is standing there. He finally calls the play for a face-off in the Montreal zone with 2:48 left in the period.
Well, some good clean hitting going on, Dick. Not much of the real extracurriculars and the high sticking. Nyland and Price again. They've been at battle in the series before, down on the far end.
I talked about these teams going through ringers for both teams. The 12th game in the playoffs, the previous series for both went to 5 in the best of 5, right down to the last minute here in Montreal, and the last 2 minutes for the Nordiques against Buffalo. Compared to Edmonton, they've played 7 games and are waiting. Philadelphia's played 8 games and waiting. Chicago's played 9 games and waiting. In the Adams division, it's been a different story.
Tell you what, for as good a skating game as we've got so far, there are very few shots on goal.
Sauvé right off the draw, nearly jammed it in. Now Mark Hunter again with Boisvert. He'll have to hurry against Rochefort. Gosselin out of net. Rochefort jamming Boisvert into the glass back there. Ashton coming out. For Marois, the defenseman will shoot another long one. It was wide. Ashton now. That one fly. Kumpel keeping it in. Ashton in a corner. Quebec looking for a 2-goal lead. And they're really pressing the Canadiens. So they down and even right there in front. Kumpel was stopped by Penny. Sauvé dragged to the ice. Made the play anyway. Mark Hunter lifted that one too high. And it went into the crowd with 2:07 to... Ryan Walter hooked into the corner on the draw. But Cote is in there. Chelios is down on the ice. Cote ran into Waller. Smacked him hard into the boards. Lockhart, that one gripped on the boards and hopes to get it out this way. Finally, he does come out to center ice. Minute 45 left in the period. Quebec leading the Canadiens 1-0 here in period 1. On the goal by Bell. Lockhart didn't see that pass. It was behind him. Here's Kumpel. He won't get there. Ludwig, though, gave it to Gillis. Gillis coming in on Ludwig, and he took a check on the boards. Ludwig gave him a ride, but the Nordiques are in there again. There's Ryan Walter. Peter Stastny away from Chelios, centering the puck. Here's Dale Hunter coming in. Cote has it in the corner. Now Hunter trying to dig it out. Peter Stastny goes around the net. Peter Stastny trying to jam it in from the side, and Chelios overstates it. Peter Stastny once again. There's Dale Hunter. Great pressure by Quebec until now. When Flockhart gets up to center with a minute left and feeds going in. There goes Flockhart, and he was hit by Maxwell and knocked flying. 55 seconds left in the period. Rochefort really roughing it up there now against Flockhart. There's Carbonneau in back of the net. Penalty coming up against Montreal. It's going to be Flockhart. .45 seconds left in the period, and the Canadiens draw their second penalty of the game. They got one early, they get one late.
That's the second time they've been called with a retaliation. Larry Robinson early in the game, Flockhart right here.
He's upset, Dick, about two things. One, he was hauled down as he tried to split the defense. And secondly, Rochefort gave him a vicious elbow down in the corner, and that was the one he retaliated on and got the penalty for. It's Rochefort as well, number 5 for Quebec.
Now watch this. There's the right there when he swung the stick while lying on the ice. That's when Fraser called the 2 minutes, slashing the call on Ron Flockhart.
Canadiens penalty number 29, Ron Flockhart. 2 minutes for slashing at 19 minutes 15 seconds.
So Flockhart of Montreal is in the box for slashing. Penalty coming at 19:15, and the Nordiques leading 1-0. On the Bruce Bell goal from Ashton and Kumpel at 3:27. Great chance for the Nordiques now to go up 2. What a lift that would be here in Game 7. Sauvé shooting it in, and I'll tell you, the Quebec Nordiques have outplayed the Canadiens so far in this period. They're in here again. Ludwig knocked one away with the help of Penny. Peter Stastny looking back to the line. Bell, who has the only goal of the period, to Marois. Into the corner it goes to Sauvé. Ashton comes in to help, and the puck is clearing the length of the ice. 15 seconds left in the period. Quebec for the man advantage. Gillis coming in. Gillis, the shot away off the net. It bounces high on the glass. And the Canadiens get it out across the line to center with the siren going to end period number 1.
Game 7, 1982 in Boston, gentlemen. We were there for that one. They won it on an overtime goal by Dave Pichette.
Well, let's see what happens in this one.
It wasn't overtime. It was a winning one.
Okay, Dick, now a minute left and the penalty to the Canadiens. Flockhart is over there. He went off at 19:15. Nordiques leading 1-0, still on the power play. Robinson trying to get it out. It got as far as the line, and now Carbonneau. A pass ahead to Gainey, one man is back. Gainey going in on Marois. Gainey dropped it to Carbonneau, he's in there! He can't get the shot, the puck was bouncing and rolling, and he timed it, he thought perfectly, but then it bounced over the stick back for Peter Stastny. Stastny jamming on the brakes along the boards, looking back to Sauvé. Sauvé to Marois, the screen shot, and Penny made the save. With 23 seconds left in the penalty to Flockhart.
Carbon copy time. Mick, the other night in Quebec, it was the visiting team from Montreal who seemed to be playing the control game, whereas the home team was a little over-anxious, blew some opportunities. Carbonneau, a perfect example of it right there. That's the Penny save as the play went up to the other end of the rink.
Well, I keep hearing, Dick, that these home teams are nervous at home. It's just very difficult to understand that. You should be very comfortable at home. You get your own fans here. You're familiar with the rink, the boards, the bounces, and everything else.
Yeah, but I think all of this atmosphere surrounding a series involving these two teams has something to do with it. Even the players are admitting that now. It's getting to them.
Peter Stastny on the draw. Robinson couldn't move it. Bell gets ready. He's got the only goal of the game so far. Maxwell's shot is tipped high on the glass. Goulet to Peter Stastny. Stastny looking back to Bell at the blue line and gives it to him. Bell's shot, that's blocked. Gainey can't make it in time as Maxwell saw that puck go back. And he was back in a hurry. Flockhart is on the ice. The Canadiens have killed that penalty to Flockhart. And Sauvé is in. Scores!
There's the long shot.
Right after a penalty had been served in the first period. Robinson was on the ice and Bell scored. And now Flockhart is on the ice. And like Mickey said, the long shot by Sauvé, it's 2-0.
Just a very average wrist shot, Dick, from 55 feet out. And look at Penny, had the legs open and didn't get him closed in time. Went off the right pad, hit the right goalpost, and back into the net. Boy, that's hard to believe. Look at that. A happy J.F. Sauve, the little guy with a very average shot, not screened. A bad goal for Steve Benny to give up.
Sauve has been their most consistent forward in the series. Played very well throughout.
Not too often in this whole series either have we seen more than a one-goal spread in many of the games, but right here in Game 7, 2-0 Quebec.
That goal at 1:24 of the second period. Sauve from Maxwell and Bell also on that goal. He got an assist. He scored the goal in the first. 2-0 now. Nordiques, the Canadians here in the second period. Falling behind. And they're in on the move. That is Walter trying to play to the B in the corner. He was tied up. Lockhart on the ice there, number 29. Didn't come up with it. Cote got it up to center ice. Chelios dropping it back to Ludwig. Up it goes to Walter. Walter played it in for Lockhart. He tries the shot, but on the left side, Deblois was in ahead of the play. They played just 2:09 of the second period. The Nordiques have taken a 2-0 lead here on the Canadians. That's Goulet. Look out. Mark Hunter gave him a bump on the board. Sauve carries on. Sauve dropped it to the line, and here's Payman. Got it over here to Rochefort. It'll go out over the line. Rochefort to Marois to Rochefort again. Mark Hunter with Boisvert and Bobby Smith for the Canadians. There's Payman in there, and he was in fast. Trying to set it up. Berbers rolled it over the line. Boisvert couldn't come up with it. Payman got it back to Rochefort, to Goulet, to Sauve. Sauve lost it in front of the net. Now the Canadians, Naslund, tied up by Wilf Payman. Boisvert and Smith go to the Canadians' bench. Bondu and Tremblay are on the ice with Naslund. There's Robinson, got it back. It's fed into the zone by Berbers. And he now goes to the Canadians' bench. Cote and Peter Stastny. That's deflected easily by Ludwig into the crowd.
Well, the veteran Alain Cote has worn number 19 for 8 years for the Nordiques, including their time in the World Hockey Association. One of those quiet kind of guys, doesn't get much publicity, but you win with the Cotes of life along with your superstars.
Well, Vic, as the Nordiques motor up and down the ice, making pinpoint passes, the Canadians, on the other hand, their passes are all over the place. They're having to stretch for them, they're out of reach, they're behind each other. As a result, Quebec's got the advantage.
There's Nyland. Gainey is up on the play. Nyland shot. Gainey has the rebound. Carbonneau in front of the net. He didn't see him. Ludwig screen shot. That just missed. That's the best flurry for Canadians in a while. Stastny dropped it back, and Cote's shot. It comes to center, and now Nyland grabs it, and there's going to be a penalty to Montreal. Roughing.
You better watch out, he'll get more than just a 2. As Kerry Fraser turned and looked at him, Nyland had a few words for him. Again, behind the play that happened. A delayed call.
Mickey, the way this game is going, it's obvious as we take a look at why Chris Nyland has just received a penalty.
Well, he hit
Price he's involved with.
I don't know if he had both those.
Look at Price say, look what he did. He did it to me. He did it to me. Canadians got their 5th shot of the game.
He did get a misconduct, I believe. Fraser just back over to the box. Made the sign with both hands on the hips, and I think Chris Nyland is going to have a long wait in the penalty box.
Canadians got their 5th shot of the hockey game, 23 minutes and 20 seconds into the piece, so that kind of shows you the kind of a game that they are playing and the kind of a game Quebec is playing. Yep, so Nyland's gone for 12 minutes.
Canadians penalty number 30, Chris Nyland, 2 minutes for roughing and a 10 minutes misconduct penalty at 3 minutes 24 seconds.
Well, Nyland is gone for the minor and the misconduct, and gentlemen, it was Nyland who looked pretty fired up when this period started and had one fairly good rush.
A little bit too fired up, Bob, as he tried to go after Pat Price again.
2-0, Quebec leading. Nearing the 4-minute mark of the second. Canadians have to kill another penalty. Carbonneau, that shot juggled by the goaltender Gosselin. Nordiques trying to get organized, coming up on the power play to center. That's Ashton missing it from Stastny. Marois again. Marois comes this way to Sauvé. He fired it in. Peter Stastny against Gainey. Now the Nordiques with the pressure on again. Marois shot. That hit the outside of the net and bounced on the boards right to Sauvé. I'll tell you, a 3-0 lead would look gigantic now. Back leading 2-0. Carbonneau stealing it. He waits now, gives it to Robinson. Robinson tries a shot, didn't get in there. Nearly got the rebound. Deblois has to feed it back to Ludwig. Minute left in the penalty. Nordiques stop it near center. That's Sauvé. Sauvé dropped it to Goulet. Goulet ran into Gillis. Now Bell racing in there for Quebec to Gillis. Closing in. Penny got his arm up on that one. It's centered in the crease area. Ludwig ahead to Deblois. Bounced over his stick down the ice. 40 seconds left in the penalty to the Canadiens. There's Deblois. Gillis went over there and grabbed the puck and ran into Anton Stastny, who was standing there. Maxwell brings it out. Out against McPhee. A long pass ahead is called on the offside, and will bring it back inside the Quebec line. Bell in the first at 3:27 for Quebec. Sauvé at 1:24 here in the second. 2-0 Nordiques. Bell misses this one. 15 seconds left in the Montreal penalty. That's Maxwell back there with Bruce Bell. Danny went in there. That's Carbonneau doing all the work in the corner. Now Bell. 3 seconds left in the penalty. Mondu was serving the minor penalty for Nyland, who also got a misconduct. He's on the ice. Canadian near center, losing the puck to Payma. Goulet failed to move in. Canadians will bring it out. Chelios, a soft pass ahead to Tremblay. Look out, that bullet shot. Rebound was there.
Oh, he's hurt.
But the Nordiques covered up, and the goaltender really took that one high in the throat area. Gosselin stopped the shot, but look at him. He's been hurt.
Fans who are cheering don't get too much credit. That's for sure. Mario Gosselin took that rising shot. Mickey went backwards and down, and he stayed there.
Looked like it caught him, Dick, on the top side of the left side of the chest. He sure went down. Tremblay with that long slap shot. Might have deflected off the defenseman's stick.
Watch Gosselin. The replay doesn't go far enough, but he just sagged to the ice.
Where they get him right in the throat.
Yeah.
Yep. He doesn't have
See, look at this.
a protector under there like a lot of goaltenders do. It hangs down from the bottom of that face mask, and it looked like it came right up, rising underneath the chin. Richard 70, as much as he'd love to play, is saying, thank goodness he's all right. It'd be a tough position to go in there now.
So, Bob, we get back to the familiar question. Who in the world would want to be a goaltender in the first place?
You ever sit down there in a practice, in a shooting practice, and behind the net and watch those pucks come in? And they tell me they don't hit them their hardest then. Goodness.
You know what those shooters will say? That's what those guys get paid for. They get paid to stop those pucks.
That's easy to say.
You bet it is.
To recap, Bell in the first at 3:27. Sauvé here in the second at 1:24. Nordiques leading 2-0. Coming up to the 7-minute mark, second period. And Quebec, no doubt, the better of the two teams up to this point in the hockey game so far. That's Ludwig playing it out to Gainey. Gainey up to center ice. He has Boisvert on the play, but he made that extra move, and Boisvert had to kind of stop at the line. Then could not get in there quickly enough. Here's Boisvert, 12, standing in front as the Nordiques come out. Moeller played it ahead. Now Price, the other defenseman. Another long shot. They keep trying those long shots. One got in on Penny. Another nearly went in the first period. He appeared to lose it. I was behind but stayed outside the line. Sauvé's shot was not hard and from the blue line here in the second. Chelios watching Boisvert go back there. And the fans getting restless now here in the Forum. They want something to cheer about. They haven't had much yet. Naslund fired it in. There goes Naslund, but the Nordiques again were covering up in their own zone. They beat the Canadiens to the puck in the center ice area. That's Rochefort to Ashton. Naslund fading back to Robinson, and he is getting frustrated now. Gives it to Naslund. Naslund going in.
Mondu.
something to cheer about. They got it.
Pierre Mondu will get credit for the goal. Naslund makes the play, Dick, out in the slot. There's the deflection by Mondu. He's lucky, there's no question about it, because he picked it right out of midair. And went right between the legs of Gosselin. Not a bad goal for him to give up coming off of the injury. But a redirection by Pierre Mondu, and they're back in the hockey game.
Canadians goal scored by number 6, Pierre Mondu. Avec l'aide du numéro 26, assisted by number 26, Mats Naslund. Et le numéro 19, and number 19, Larry Robinson. À 7 minutes, 23 secondes, at 7 minutes, 23 seconds.
7:23, time of that goal. And the Canadians battle back. It's now 2-1 Quebec. The crowd roars as Mark Hunter brings it in. Couldn't get by Maxwell on the board. Nemo ripped one out this way. Robinson pinching in, kept it in. Oh, what a save by Gosselin. As Smith appeared to have that far corner labeled. He nearly tied it right there. Kerber's beaten over there. Sauvé is going in. Sweeps it back in front. And McPhee falls, but clear to the Bobby Smith with Deblois. Bobby Smith looking for Deblois. Now drives it over in front. McPhee was hit hard. He was turning on the play. Goulet coming back. Another long shot. Tipped by Robinson. High into the crowd. Stanley Cup 85 returns in a moment.
Well, there's nothing like a first goal by a struggling home team to wake up a building, and the Forum's alive.
2-1 Quebec. A goal by Mondu from Naslund and Robinson here in the second at 7:23. Rochefort now coming back in his own zone, gaining. Carbonneau tried to go by the goaltender. Carbonneau tried to center it, and Gosselin, who was hurt just minutes ago, was very sharp on Guy Carbonneau.
Well, Carbonneau a bit upset, but Mick, he didn't have much room.
No, you know what? Gosselin made a super play by coming out to challenge him. All of a sudden, Carbonneau said, look what I've got, and he found himself all alone with the goaltender. Watch this. Bingo. Now watch Gosselin. He just comes out right away and challenges him. All Carbonneau could try to do was jam it between his legs, and it hit Gosselin in the midsection.
Boy, what a move by Carbonneau, though. He faked everybody, but the goaltender came to the rescue of the Nordiques, and Gosselin just sped right out at him and cut off any angle he might have had. Good play by the youngster. 8:49 gone. Second period. 2-1 Quebec. They were leading 2-0. After Sauvé scored at 1:24 of this period. Rochefort now. Back of the net. He lost it. Canadians now battling a little harder on the forechecking. And that's Tremblay in there with Naslund. Tremblay centered it. It'll go all the way down the ice. It was kind of a blind pass. He just rifled it through everybody, and it went right down to Robinson. And here he is. Robinson to Mondu to Naslund coming up. Naslund now on a rush again. Naslund is tied up by Peter Stastny, but he got it back to Kerbers. Kerbers fired it up to the corner, back to the net. The goaltender trying to clear it himself. Nordiques get it to the line and out. Tremblay battling on the boards. Fired down the ice by Peter Stastny. This will be icing. It's waved off by the other linesman. Could have been play. So Naslund goes in with Tremblay. Walter on the ice. Tremblay bumped to the ice. There's Walter. Walter couldn't make a play. He's in the corner. So is Naslund against Marois. Comes loose to Price. Price is out. Humpel is down. Humpel tried to fake Ludwig, and he was bumped on the boards for his efforts. But there's Ashton. Ashton got it out here on this side of Gillis. He put it in back to the net, and Humpel speeding in there against Ludwig. Ludwig trying to push him to the ice, and he falls himself. But he got the Quebec player down, and here comes Flockhart. Flockhart going in there. Tried to do it himself, and the Nordiques cleared out. Now it's opened up two ways. In for a shot was Gillis. Chalio's turn. just past the halfway mark, second period. 2-1. Quebec Canadians coming out of it, though, now in this second period. Goulet, he has to turn around with it. To Paiement. Paiement in front, Rochefort. Oh, a good save by Penny on that shot by Rochefort. Out for Canadians is Curvers. Pass through the middle. Here comes Bobby Smith with Curvers and Deblois and Mark Hunter in front of the net. But Maxwell, the defenseman, made a good play back there. Here's Mark Hunter roughing it up in the corner with Rochefort. Goulet will get it out. Deblois stopped it. Back to Robinson. Over to Curvers. Up through the middle is Mark Hunter again. And Bobby Smith's shot. Gloved by Gosselin. And the goaltender wants to keep the puck moving. He got a pass away. And Cote will bring it across center. Cote's drive. Penny had to move quickly to stop it. Carbonneau's on there. Here he comes with Mark Hunter. Canadians trying to make changes with 8:25 left in the period. Furious action here. Peter Stastny to Cote. Drives on a Penny. Didn't see it. It's centered while they're in front of the net. And the goal has been moved back there. Well, they're going both ways now. Bob Cole with Dick Irvin and Mickey Redmond in the broadcast booth. And Mickey, they've opened up now. They're really driving both ways, but they're still hitting.
Well, I think it's Montreal has had to open it up. Quebec went ahead by 2 goals, and I think it's better that they do. It seems that when they're only down by a goal or up by a goal, they play very close to the vest to try to keep it that way, and when they're down 1, try to just get even. But it forced them to open it up, and they've been carrying the play here in the last 5-6 minutes.
Canadians carrying the play. They've outshot the Nordiques 8-3 in this period. There's Flockhart in there again, but he made that move at the blue line, and McPhee thought maybe he would shoot it in, so McPhee was offside.
This program is copyrighted strictly for the private use of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, distribution, or exhibition in whole or in part with the express written consent of the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation is strictly prohibited.
.09 remaining in the second period. Bruce Bell scored at 3:27 of the first. Sauvé here at 1:24 of the second. It was 2-0 Quebec. Bondu tipping in Naslin shot. Robinson also on the play at 7:23. 2-1 the score. Quebec still with the upper hand. Ludwig drove it on the boards, but Ashton was in there. Canadians trying to clear it. Flipped into the corner, and Ryan Walter back there nearly gave it away. As it turned out, he did. Ashton couldn't make a play. Kumpel went after it. He was pinned in on the boards. Ashton waits. He nearly got in front. He's knocked down by Ludwig. Here's a shot. That just missed. Gillis didn't get much wood on it, but it was heading for the far corner and just missed. Quebec with the pressure on. Ashton lost it. Flockhart out with it. McPhee again with him. Flockhart this time goes along the boards, and he can really go. Now he sets it up for McPhee. But McPhee thought he was going in on the net. Bondu played it back to Robinson. Canadians changing again. Robinson to center. Robinson to the line. Fed it into Bondu. Bondu fell, but here's Tremblay. Couldn't center it. There's Naslin grabbing it. Tremblay didn't see it. Rochefort has it for Quebec. Cote to the line to center, dumping it in the Canadian zone was Cote. 6:45 to play, second period. 2-1 is the score. Quebec leading. Nordiques Cote. Over for Anton Stastny. Stopped by Curvers. Stastny got it back from the Montreal defenseman. In on the boards, he centered it. It's chopped out of there by Robinson. He wasted a little time. Another long shot. This one is wide. Robinson going after it. Fed it up to the blue line. Gainey now away for one. Hit by the second player. Back to the ice. That was Goulet who hit him. Goulet shoots it into the Montreal zone. Curvers round the net. Played it up to Gainey. Carbonneau is on the ice. And Gainey is moving with Boisvert. Broken up easily, but Carbonneau trailing the play. Now Maxwell. Ahead. Sauvé to center. Sauvé and Paiement coming in. A shot deflected by Ludwig. And it's into the crowd. the left of Steve Penny. It comes to the line, Maxwell. Rebound, he's right there. Another shot, and the Canadians were fortunate to get away with that one. Penny apparently was roughed up by Gillis in the goal crease and knocked to the ice. Ashton now for Quebec. Bobby Smith, he has been skating better in this second period and in the last few games for Canadians against this Quebec team. Nordiques easily winning the territorial play in the first period. Here in the second, the Canadians have come alive a bit and had stormed back. They got one goal. It's 2-1 Quebec, and Bobby Smith is in again. Smith with Deblois. Dropped it back to Chelios. Chelios was stopped at the blue line. 3 Nordiques nearly got away. There's Ashton going in, but Chelios going back was hit hard by Ashton. Now Smith ran into Ashton. Canadians will come out with it. Mark Hunter. There's Pimon chasing him. Hunter got rid of it in a hurry. And the Canadians make changes over there with 4:45 to play in the period. Marois pass to Goulet. He couldn't get in there with it. Walter finally got it out. Price with McPhee watching him. Pass knocked down at the Quebec line. Nordiques cleared, so no offside. Robinson picked that one off. Robinson to Walter. He fed it in there. Lockford couldn't knock it down. Now from the corner he centered it. Went by everybody. Pass back to the line. And Robinson didn't expect that pass. Now Canadians curvers to Flockhart. Stopped by Cote. Cote coming alive now. He's in for Quebec again. He was bumped by Robinson, and Carbonneau is back of the net. Being watched by Peter Stastny with 4 minutes to play in the period. Stastny nearly grabbed that pass. Now Carbonneau again. Came this way to Gainey. Gainey is hit there hard by Rochefort. Nordiques pass to Cote. Cote and Peter Stastny, a long shot. And watching that one. And made the stick save. Another drive by Anton Stastny, missed the net. 3.5 minutes to play here in the second period. It's hectic hockey now here in Game 7. Here comes Green. Green, not 100%. Coming in, Anton Stastny with Peter Stastny driving. Peter Stastny around the net, trying to jam it in. Anton centered it. Boisvert was right there. He gave it to Ludwig. Up with Gainey. Ludwig dumped it ahead, and Gainey just poked it over the line. And they're changing from both benches now. Anton Stastny got it ahead. Ashton is offside. And the play is called. This is Stanley Cup 85 on CBC. 3 minutes left in the period. 2-1 Quebec. Naslund tried to center one. There's Copley, got it back. Curvers to Robinson. Fired one. Rebound. Score! Naslund.
Well, Dick, that's one of those plays in hockey that just happens to happen. The shot, a deflection, a save, and a rebound, and it goes right onto Naslund's stick. And he was surprised that he got, look at that, Rochefort can't find it between his feet, and little Naslund is Johnny on the spot, and just flicked the wrist shot into the open net. Kind of a mix-up at the blue line between Curvers. Robinson just an average shot. Gosselin made the save, but Montreal gets the break, and it came right onto Mats Naslund's stick.
Mats Naslund!
Old guys popular here in Montreal. Naslund.
Avec l'aide du numéro 19, assisted by number 19, Larry Robinson. And number 18, et le numéro 18, Tom Curvers. À 17 minutes, 14 secondes. At 17 minutes, 14 seconds.
17-14, Canadian. Smith is stealing the puck now. Smith, a pass to Hunter. Weak shot, kicked away by Gosselin. Penalty coming up on the play against Quebec.
Sauve interfering on Deplois, I believe, was the call.
at 17 minutes, 31 seconds.
So there is Sauvé, 17:31. He has been penalized for interference. You see it there. Or is it holding? I'm sorry, holding the call. So the Canadians get a power play chance.
And there's Robinson with Chelios to Robinson. Now Cote breaking in on Chelios. And coming back to help was Naslund, who just scored from Robinson and Curvers at 17-14. We're tied at 2, folks, here in Game 7. Nordiques were leading 2-0, but the Canadians have come back. Chelios hardly able to stand up on those 2 skates of his. Mondu is dragged to the ice. And he tipped one away. Here's Robinson now. Naslund is on the move. Naslund breaking for the net. Naslund has turned around, but he nearly centered it to Mondu. Nordiques will shoot it down the ice.
Well, Quebec doing a good job of defending here. Little Naslund tried to do it on his own. It's very obvious. Chelios leaves the ice. He just cannot get around like he should be.
There's Deblois grabbing the pass, and then he fanned on his attempted pass. Ashton going right back for Quebec and lost it to Bobby Smith. Minute 15 left in the period. 45 minutes left on this power play for Canadians. Smith will shove it into the corner. Gonsolin stopping it. Moeller ripping at it. Ashton knifing it out. Here comes Peter Stastny coming back. Robinson. And Robinson made sure he stayed on the outside. A minute left in the period. Curvers took his time and got it up to Smith. Smith, he is skating hard now. Dropping it back to Mark Hunter. Centering it. Curvers didn't see it. And it snapped off the boards, but Chelios will get a chance to move it in. He does to Deblois. He took a shot, and it hit Rochefort. Moeller tried to slip it out. Curvers did not move up, and the Nordiques get out again. Long shot by Cote. Stopped by Penny. 30 seconds left in the period. Penalty is over. There's Sauvé on the ice. It's still 2-2. So the Nordiques did a splendid job killing the penalty. Time winding down here in the second. Bell in the first. Sauvé early in the second gave Quebec a 2-0 lead. Mondu tipping in Naslund's shot at 7:23. Naslund scoring at 17-14. Down to 10 seconds left in the period. And it's 2-2. Here's Sauvé now. He has a chance over there, but Gainey was back to give him trouble. And then Carbonneau with 2 seconds left. He looked up at the clock and saw the 2 seconds. That was it. Shots in the period, Montreal 12 and Quebec 6. 2-2 is
left in regulation time and a best of 7, and they're tied.
Well, you never know. They give them a 7-game series, and they use it. And they give them 3 periods, and now we're down to 1, Dick.
2-line pass. Dale Hunter, much discussed prior to tonight's game, took what seemed like a regular shift, Mickey, in the first period, but didn't play in the second period. So his bad hand obviously is bothering him too much to have him play, at least the second period. Bob Gainey, he's been here before. There's Hunter.
Robinson and Curvers. Curvers dropped the pass to Robinson, decides to give it to the big fellow. Carbonneau miscued, and the Nordiques will take over until Curvers grab that one. Once again, they back up the 2 defensemen. Curvers having difficulty, gave it away. Moeller coming in, didn't shoot it. Now he takes the shot, and Penny had a little bit of trouble with that one. Scooped it away with a stick. Canadians very loose, trying to come out. Start this third period, and now Carbonneau getting it together. Carbonneau is in there, trying to hit Nyland's shot. Carbonneau has it. Nyland's shot hit the side of the net. Nyland again, he waited too long and was covered on the play, and then didn't get a very good shot on the net.
Well, there is Dale Hunter. You see him sitting beside Jimmy Mann, who hasn't been on the ice tonight. Hunter not in uniform 2 nights ago in Game 6. You see how he's kind of holding that hand. And Rick, you were saying, or somebody was, that during the pregame warm-up he didn't take a shot.
No,
he just
didn't.
Skated around.
No, he was just out there, and obviously Michel Bergeron choosing to dress Hunter, whether he was going to be able to play or not, because just his physical presence can be a help to the Nordiques.
Face off deep in the Quebec zone. Naslund going in there. And here's Mondu trying to jam it in. It hit Marois and then just rolled past the goalpost. Canadians still forechecking. Rochefort in on the boards against Tremblay. And they get a whistle for another face-off in the Quebec zone. But it was Mats Naslund, along with Mondu, who fired up the Canadians in the second period. Mondu tipping in Naslund's shot at 7:23. And then Naslund again at 17:14.
Mondu trying to jam one in here. Gosselin holding his position against that goalpost very well. Mondu's the kind of a guy that can spark a hockey club. He's got the great speed.
Bobby Smith got the draw to Ludwig. A screen shot away wide. Nowhere near the net. A high rising shot. Nobody had a chance to deflect that one anywhere. There's Rick Green back to the goal. Chased by Paymon. Green working it out of the zone. While there and Smith are coming in. Bobby Smith passed on to Hunter. Hit the crossbar. Hunter's bullet shot off the crossbar. A great play by the Canadians. Moeller now. Penny kicked out. The rebound is there. And Green knocked Goulet to the ice in front of the net. They hold it in on the boards in the corner. Green kicked it loose though. Play continues back there, and Bobby Smith, who set up Mark Hunter moments ago in a beautiful play, gives it to Boisvert. Hunter is up again. The shot kicked away by Gosselin. Now the Canadians are firing from long range. Mark Hunter's shot on the crossbar. It's still 2-2, just past the 2-minute mark. Canadians have fired again. Naslund. That shot missed. Tremblay keeping it in to Mondu, and Naslund is back there. Naslund to Mondu. Right in front of the net. Gosselin knocked it away. Tremblay was belted in there. The Nordiques Ashton relieving the pressure, getting it out. Kumpel in against Big Larry Robinson, and Kumpel went flying. Robinson now comes up with a puck. A soft pass to Mondu to Curvers, in with Naslund. Curvers doesn't shoot it. He played it in wide of the net. Nearing the 3-minute mark of the third. They mean business down there. Needless to say, the Nordiques are offside.
There'll be a penalty on the play as well, Bob. I think double penalties coming up. Naslund took a spill at the Canadians' line, and he is down now in front of Steve Penny. Brad Maxwell for Quebec already in the box. The indication from Kerry Fraser that there'll be double penalties.
Well, Mats Naslund, the only member of the Canadians to play in all 80 games in the regular season. And he's played them all in the playoffs. This is game 12 in a long season. You think of Matt played with Sweden team in the Canada Cup.
There's the confrontation, Dick, right there.
Yeah.
Maxwell passes the puck off to Ashton, and they come together. It looked like the stick, Maxwell's stick got up on Naslund, but they'll both go.
Minor penalties, one to either team. The Canadians has gone to the penalty box, so obviously he's okay. McPhee going in there, couldn't get a shot. Rochefort had him covered, but the Canadians pick it off. Chelios rolled it in there. And the Nordiques are back covering up. Out comes Sauvé. He's in on the line. Sauvé gets a shot away. That's deflected. It's into the crowd.
Mats Naslund in the penalty box has an ice pack on the back of his neck. Mickey, the closest call this period for the Canadians, Mark Hunter.
No kidding. Look at this one right off the crossbar. He beat Gosselin high on the Trapper side. And a couple of inches lower, and that one would have bounced down into the net. Mark Hunter came to play tonight.
Great play by Bobby Smith to set him up on that particular rush. And that was a drive, as hard as anything we've seen tonight, by Mark Hunter. It's still tied, though, at 2. They played just 3 minutes and 11 seconds of the third period. Canadians shoot it down the ice on the faceoff. There will be no icing here. Price is back with Moeller. Gillis and Ashton for the Nordiques. Smith has Boisvert up front with him. Chelios and Ludwig are the two defensemen. So there are 4 skaters aside. Now coming out is Ashton. Didn't get too far. Ludwig threw it back to Price. Price backhands it in. Chelios trying to hurry back. Chelios on the boards for Boisvert. Boisvert's pass through the middle to Bobby Smith, and he's going in hard. There's Smith. Played it to the far side, getting away from Peter Stastny's check. Smith again steals it. But the Nordiques, three of them coming out of the zone. Marois slides a pass in, but Stastny was covered. Marois, the defenseman, decided to carry on. The Canadians are going to clear it out. Pass down to Gainey. Gainey going up on the boards. He stops. Nordiques dump it high. Stastny knocked it down. They're coming up to the 5-minute mark, third period. Game 7 in the series. Score tied at 2. Marois shooting it in. Harry Robinson with Curvers. Curvers coming out, rink wide, it goes to Gainey, moving in, Bob Gainey. Gainey stops, looks around, a pass is tipped out by Stastny. Now once again, Carbonneau is turning. Carbonneau wheeling in with it. Carbonneau got through, his bowler went the other way, and he just lost it. Now Gainey left it there for McPhee, and McPhee couldn't move quickly enough. Stastny tied him up. Naslund on the ice, the penalties having been served. McPhee in the corner. Peter Stastny tied him up with Carbonneau to Robinson to Carbonneau. Carbonneau centered it. Naslund was covered in front of the net. Price fell to the ice. Nordiques get it out. There's Tremblay's shot. That's blocked by Price. Naslund ran into the goaltender. Gosselin, who left the net to try to clear it. Wilt Payma weaving away from Mondu, going to center, but Tremblay catching up to him. So he hurried his shot in on the board. It's steered out to Tremblay at the line, shooting it from there. And it goes. He knifed it over the goalie. Naslund got away from a check. Barely got caught, fell. Now back for Quebec, Cote. Sauve and Anton Stastny on the play, but Mondu is going to bring it back out. That play to Mark Hunter again. Mark Hunter skating hard, dropping it. Now he gets it himself again. And Cote turns for Quebec. They're going both ways. The team's looking to break this 2-2 tie. Here's Sauve in there. Heads on Stastny. His shot is blocked in the corner. Grabbed by Canadians. They can't get it out of the zone on the first try. And the play is called. Bob Cole with Dick Irvin and Mickey Redmond at the Forum in Montreal. We're tied at 2. 13:47 to play in the third period. Maxwell and Price, the defenseman for the Nordiques, keep it in. That's Flockhart getting it out. Ryan Walter couldn't catch up to it. The Nordiques are offside, but gentlemen, they're going right at it here in the third.
Well, I want to tell our viewers something. Bob, I don't know if you heard him, but during a break, when the Canadians were down 2-0, Mickey Redmond said to me, open it up. Now the Canadians will have to open it up. We're going to see a better hockey game. What happened? They opened it up. Mick, they heard you.
Neither one willing to open it up too far here in the third period so far. Well, maybe just play the rest of the game.
That's Green shooting it in for Montreal. Maxwell, Kumpel to center. Fired it from there. Ashton went over there, allowing Gillis in. He took the shot. And shot. That was in front of the net. Canadians get it out to center ice. That was Walter. Desperation move as he fell. He slapped it away. Flockhart bumping into Rushmore over there. Flockhart comes up with it. Peter Stastny stole it from him. Canadians stole. 3 of them go down the ice. Flockhart fired, going for the bench. He couldn't continue on that play. Carbonneau nearly stole it. Gainey has it. He'll find a hole through the middle. There he goes to Nyland, but he missed it. Carbonneau knocked it down. And it's called a high stick. Now says no. Harry Fraser says yes.
So the wheels are turning. And things begin to tighten up for people like Michel Bergeron. And across the ice, of course, his rival Jacques Lemaire. I wonder, Mick, what somebody's going to have to do to draw a single penalty in this period now. We had Naslund go off with Maxwell together.
It's going to take a lot. There's only been, up till the coincidental minors that we had just to Maxwell and Naslund, only 5 individual minors called in the hockey game. Fraser's done a fine job.
Pass ahead, Nordiques nearly got in there. Goulet is on the ice again, and he tapped that one, but he was offside. So they'll bring it back to the Quebec side of center ice. Bell at 3:27 of the first. And then Sauvé at 1:24 of the second. It was 2-0 Quebec. Mondu at 7:23 in that second period, and Nasler at 17:14. And we wait with David Brett for the first score here in the third. 2-2. 12:25 to play. Game 7. The Battle of Quebec is on. Here in the Montreal Forum. Nyland took a swing at it. Marois is back. The solid defenseman for the Nordiques. This time had to hurry a long high one to center ice. Turner's now fading back. Robinson was there with him. The Nordiques are coming in. Peter Stastny. Here's a play in front. Beautiful play by Larry Robinson. The block pad shot. It won't go in the books as much, but that was a heck of a play by Robinson. Here's Gainey. Backhand shot. Arbonneau didn't see it. A pass in front of Nyland. Nyland a stop. Carries on into the corner. Bumped by Marois. Arbonneau knocked down. Gainey in there fighting for it. Peter Stastny couldn't move it out. Robinson take the shot. Herbert. It hit a skate. Nyland in front of the net. Canadians going all out now, trying to get this go-ahead goal. All of them are in there. Arbonneau is upended in front of the net. And the goaltender Gosselin hangs on for dear life. "11 minutes and 18 seconds left in the third period. We're tied at 2. Canadians with the pressure on the Nordiques now. Smith, Boisvert, Mark Hunter, Ludwig, and Chelios. Every man up. Puck dropped in, not fairly. One of the Nordiques out of position. Goulet is on there with Paiement and Sauvé. Moeller and Rochefort are the defensemen for Quebec. Tension in the building. Game 7 of the series. Tied in the third. Here's Ludwig. He had a notion to move up and did not. Got back in time to grab the pass and give it to Smith. Boisvert speeding in there. Boisvert cutting for the corner and hit by Rochefort. Play had been called at the line.
Boisvert had the helmet knocked askew. He's saying, was that trip really necessary? It was not with the offside call made. 11:10 remaining. Regulation tied 2-2.
Boisvert's got the good set of wheels, doesn't he, Dick? He gets to fly down that wing. Good check by Rochefort, was it? Boisvert, a lot of people had written Boisvert off when he had a brief go with the Maple Leafs.
Mark Hunter is in there. Can't get the shot. Here's Bobby Smith. He couldn't get a shot. Smith centered it in the crease. It bounces near the line. Boisvert all over the place inside that blue line. There he is again and coming up with the puck. Got it to Ludwig. Ludwig's drive. Hit the goal post. Another shot. At the line again. And the Nordiques kick it out over the line. Goulet feeds it ahead to Sauvé. It's broken up and Bobby Smith racing against Maxwell. Overskates it. Boisvert's there. He feeds it into the zone and the Canadians make changes. Canadians have had a crossbar and now a goal post in this third period. Goulet, he is bumped. Walter on the ice. He has to stop against Kumpel. Kervers is in there. A high pass knocked down by McPhee to Robinson. Moving up. Robinson to McPhee, and he's tied up by Gillis. Knocked down by Gillis. Fans hollering for a penalty. There goes Larry Robinson watching Ashton. It's grabbed near center. Fed in by Gillis. And it's called offside. Gillis and McPhee bumping again. 10 minutes and 1 second left in the third period. What does that do to a team, Nick? The Canadians have been pressing all out. They've had a goalpost and a crossbar. Can't sit down, though.
Well, as much as they've been getting a couple of good chances, you know, they haven't been forechecking like they did in Game 6 in Quebec. They really don't send two guys in. It's one maybe and two back.
Well, 7th game, third period. Peter Stastny now. He's going in. Oh, and Kenny had the angle on that one. But the way Stastny was going in, Mick, it appeared as if he had the right move to go to that far post.
Well, he was moving across the ice, which is very difficult for a goaltender to gauge exactly what a shooter's going to do with it. Will he keep going to his left? In this case with Stastny, he faked, went to his forehand or his left. And I don't know that he was maybe trying to put it back to where he came from, but didn't get it far enough over. And Benny was stationed right in the middle of the net.
Ludwig couldn't get it out. Mitch Carbonneau, the first one. Now Nyland is up the center. Nyland going in on Price. Nyland going to the corner, is in there first. He centers it. Now Ludwig at the blue line. He went off stride. And the Nordiques going to break the center, but Ludwig managed to get back. Here's Peter Stastny circling near center. Dropping into Maxwell. Maxwell hitting his man Cote. The Nordiques have been passing the puck well. Unable to get by the Canadians at the blue line goal. Maxwell again. It's tipped in by Stastny. Chelios back. He went around the net with it. As he saw Stastny cruising over near the boards. Couple is tied up in there. Carbonneau was there to stop Cote, but he was all alone. Now the Nordiques are applying pressure. First it was Montreal, now Quebec. 9 minutes left, third period, 2-2 tie. Nordiques trying to get that go-ahead goal. They're in on the boards, and they get a whistle.
18,076 people collectively hold their breath when moments like that happen.
Well, they're going to do it on every darn shot from here on in. Only 8:50 to play. Again, we get back to trying to figure out how these teams have played so well on the other team's ice and have been at best apprehensive at home. And again, Dick, we're seeing it tonight. Montreal seems very apprehensive. They come back to tie it, but they just don't seem to be sharp as we've seen them, at least in this series, especially on Quebec ice. Now's the time to get it back.
Gillis being waved out, I think. And Ashton will go in to take the draw. Kumpel is the other man up front for Quebec. That's Kumpel. He's a real dog for work in the corner, working hard for it all the time. Canadians get it out over the line, however. Wamer lost a chance to move it. Gillis bumped to the ice. Kumpel comes in to help against Mark Hunter, and they get another whistle.
Well, there is the only Hunter brother who is in action at this point in the hockey game. His older brother Dale played the first period for Quebec. His injured hand such that he could not carry on, although he is on the bench. Mark Hunter had a great scoring chance early in this period, and he hit the goalpost up high. 2-2, 8:37 remaining in regulation.
Marois slides a pass through center to Rochefort. Robinson logging a lot of ice time again is back there. Robinson being chased by Sauvé, can't pull away from him. And there to help was Mondu to get it out. Nordiques are coming on a bit now. It comes right in front of the net. Robinson trying to move it, and he does. Robinson passed to Mondu. Mondu looking around as he crossed the line, gives it to Naslund. Quick shot, not a hard one. One was screened, and Jocelyn had to be careful.
Well, a couple of long-time non-buddies, Mickey, Pat Price and Barry Tremblay, started that, and you'd wonder with 8:08 left here in the third period, they would start to get involved in something like this.
Well, they've had something going for a couple of years, Tremblay and Price. Big Robinson in there now, really jawing with Price. Possibly about keeping that stick down, as Tremblay and Price do have a habit of doing that with each other. Those sticks come up very quickly.
By far, the best line in the third period. Sauvé, Paiement, for Quebec. And Goulet is now out on the left side. Berbers and Robinson go in. Robinson can't shoot it. There goes Bobby Smith again. Hunter has been spun around in there, his gloves on the ice and his stick on the ice.
He wanted to fight.
He did.
Now Smith. He got away from one man. Smith shot. Blocked in front of the net, but Robinson will keep it in against Sauvé. Wamer's there also. There's Bobby Smith. And Hunter was covered by Price in front of the net. Hunter and Price have something going, I think. There's Paiement getting in. Well, Paiement didn't shoot it, but Moeller might. Moeller Just failed to get there in time for a shot. Goulet back of the net, chopped at it. Payma in the corner. He was stopped by Robinson. Canadians can't move it out. Muller shot, rebound. And he made the stop on the screen shot from the blue line. And it's called. Peter Stastny now with Cote and Anton Stastny, Moeller and Rochefort. Quebec. Every man inside the line with a face-off deep to the left of Penny. Carbonneau for Canadians will take the draw against Stastny. And it's dropped in. Cleared to Moeller at the blue line. A shot. That's blocked. Here comes Gainey. Yes, Nyland going to the wing wide. Gainey takes over in that alley. Gainey now comes back with a shot. The rebound is set up, and the Nordiques are hopping on it right away. Peter Stastny moving back in on Ludwig. Stastny driving in, and that was stopped by Penny. Off the boards, the Canadians, 3 of them get it out over the line, but they couldn't move up on it. 6 minutes to play. Third period, scored tied at 2. Game 7 here at the Forum, and Anton Stastny going in against Ludwig. Ludwig allowed to go in there first. He missed the puck. Peter Stastny hooked it away. Ball was tied up by Carbonneau. It was close to him. Gainey is back. A drive by Gainey is off the net. Canadians make changes. Gainey going to the bench. And a pass ahead to Anton Stastny will go down the ice. This is going to be icing. Kerber's back there, and icing in fact against Quebec with 5:33 to play.
Talk about taking a chance drawing a penalty. Peter Stastny just pitchforked Carbonneau, who had Stastny's stick under the armpit. The referee was right there. Now watch the reaction of Stastny.
You know, look at Carbonneau. He's got a hold
right.
of.
Now look at this.
He's got a hold of Stastny's stick. And in normal times might have drawn a penalty for that. Stastny very upset. And Fraser was right there. Carbonneau continues to agitate.
Both of them would have had penalties,
Yes.
and as you put it, make normal times.
That's
These
right.
are not normal times.
Exactly.
Larry Robinson holding things up, talking to Fraser and saying, hey, what's going on here? 5:33 left.
Mondu on the draw. Naslund moving in against Marois. Naslund got a stick down on it. Naslund coming in front. Naslund couldn't get a shot. Curvers has to hustle. That is Paymon. He couldn't shoot it. Paymon again. Shooting. That went off Curvers' leg. Nordiques come off the post. Ashton centered it, but right to Tremblay. Tremblay gives it to Robinson. Robinson dumped it down the ice. That could be icing, but Naslund was in first. Dumped it in front. Gillis is there. Boy, what tension, and they're pulling out all the stops. Less than 5 minutes to play in the third period. We're tied at 2. You can't get much closer. Game 7. Montreal and Quebec. Dawson out of the net. Making sure that wouldn't take a crazy hop. Mark Hunter on the ice again. Hunter. Waber didn't see it, and is back to the play. Ludwig got it up to Mark Hunter. Hunter is coming in on the left side. Gets a soft pass over in front, and the Nordiques will grab it. Goulet hooked it out to Kumpel. Kumpel is going in on Chelios. Kumpel can't shoot it. Ludwig is there, bumping with him. Nordiques in after it. Chelios upended. Bobby Smith hooked it away to Waber on an open wing, and nobody there. Moeller in there. Shot away wide. Here comes Rochefort. Offside is called at the blue line. Rote slashed one in after the draw. Robinson backing up. Curvers was slow and moving it. Robinson got it over to Gainey, and he didn't see it. Now the Nordiques forechecking, looking for that go-ahead goal. With 3:45 to play in the third period, Maxwell took a shot. That bounces high. Nobody has an eye on it. I think Curvers heard it hit the ice and turned. Curvers now, pass ahead. Good one for Nyland. He is stopped. Now Gainey trying to pick it off. That pass too far in front of him. And the Nordiques clear it to the line and out. Robinson left it for Carbonneau. Carbonneau tried to move it in for Nyland, and 5 players in on the boards. These two teams, Dick and Mickey, in the series have each won 2 games in the other man's building. And we're down to 2-2 with 3:19 left in the third period here in Game 7. Now that's a script for Hockey Quebec.
And 2 of the games have got into overtime. Quebec winning both.
As we look at overtime with 3:19 to go, these two teams have played, 4 games in overtime? 3 of them have been won by Quebec here at the Forum.
Yeah.
And 4 overall by the Nordiques. So that is not a good record for Montreal's favor, obviously.
Ludwig from center ice. Gloved by Gosselin. Now it's goaltender time when we're down to 3:10 left to play. You know that they're uptight a little bit more than usual. Gillis passed it. Ashton's shot was blocked, and he couldn't jump in on a rebound or do anything with it. Here goes Naslund. Naslund cutting in there. Naslund trying to make a play. Conway is spun around. And the play is called, but no penalties have been issued. Yes,
what have we got, a penalty?
Well, I don't know. You'll probably see the Stastny brothers out there for Quebec. 2 of them behind the play, Gillis and Tremblay. Guys like Anton Peter Stastny, Mats Naslund, Mondu have an advantage with more ice out there. That great speed that they have.
On that last rush, Mickey inside, as we look at it again, this particular rush, there were bodies being thrown everywhere.
There's the 2 of them just come into the bottom of the screen now, and Eric Fraser not far away.
The penalties to the Nordiques, number 23, Paul Gillis, 2 minutes for high stick. And to the Canadians, number 14, Mario Tremblay, 2 minutes for holding at 17 minutes, 11 seconds.
All right, at 17-11, high sticking to Gillis, holding to Tremblay. They're down to 4 skaters aside. They're down to 2:40 left in the third period. In this 7th game, they're tied at 2. Canadians, Chelios, back from the corner. He is unable to skate perfectly, Chelios, but Gainey can. And Gainey goes in there. Gainey's shot. No problem for Gosselin. Goulet, he is not 100% either. Carbonneau at the line. Chelios, he missed the pass. He was given a bump by Rochefort. Peter Stastny hooked it out. Goulet looks out there. Nobody can take a pass from him. Goulet was given up and down. And he's
Going to be a single?
got a draw penalty.
Or is it doubles again?
Goulet might also go, but Goulet was really given a dart.
Carbonneau and Goulet that came together at the blue line, but oh yeah, it's going to be double penalties. They don't like it on here at the Forum. Chelios is going to the box as they took a couple of whacks at each other. Chelios got caught in deep and came back and wrapped up Goulet, and they started to trade slashes.
All right, there's number 1 slash.
Right.
There's another one. And another one. They're both gone.
Well, anybody who knows hockey knows it's going to take
The penalty is to
something
Quebec,
next to a mugging to
number
get an
16,
individual
Michel
penalty call.
Goulet,
But the
and to the
importance
Canadians, number
of it all
24,
right
Chris
here.
Chelios, 2 minutes each for slashing at 17 minutes, 53 seconds.
The 6 skaters that are on there, the Nordiques have Ashton. Oh, wait a minute, Carbonneau is going in. They have Price and Marois. So they have 2 defensemen and a forward. Carbonneau goes off. Robinson is on with Ludwig, and Naslund is the forward for Canadians. There's Naslund. He'll go back. Wind up. Hopefully get some room, he says. He comes, takes his time. Peter Stastny is on the ice. Naslund going to the far side with it. Naslund waits. Ludwig gets set. He steps in. He shoots. That's stopped by Gosselin, and he labeled it right at him. Minute and a half left in the third period. 3 skaters apiece. The Nordiques and the Canadians doing it all in this series. Tied at 2 here late in the Third period of Game 7. Penny stopping this one. Look out, he gave it away. Peter Stastny moving in, but Ludwig was there covering him. Now Ludwig trying to tie him up. Referee allowing the play to continue. It comes back to Moeller. Moeller on the line, took a shot. Robinson hops out of it. He's moving on with Carbonell. Minute left, third period. Robinson going in there. Big Robinson against Rochefort. He faked himself to the ice. Here's Carbonell. And Rochefort pulls it in with his stick. And finally, the whistle goes. They just waited and waited. 51 seconds to play in regulation time.
That wasn't a slow motion replay. That's what they were doing at the corner.
Well, we're in overtime now, really.
Yeah.
See what happens. I wonder if anybody will make the move to call a timeout here. Both teams with their timeouts left. And Robinson, I think, was so tired taking that rush, he almost fell down and crashed into the boards by the time he got to the other end of the ice.
You notice that must have happened where his mind said, I'm going to fake this way, but the legs just would not go.
The mind says go, and the legs say no. It's all over. Down you go.
Won't be quite as much open ice in 2 seconds as Gillis and Tremblay have that much left before they get back out of the penalty box.
All right. 51 seconds to play. And even though we're not into overtime yet, it's almost like overtime now.
51 seconds. Is that familiar? Boston, Montreal, Game 5.
Carbonell couldn't get the draw. Marois comes out. There are 4 skaters this side now. Marois shooting it in, and here comes Sauvé. Curvers those back of the net first. Curvers pass, not a good one, on the skate of Carbonell, and he couldn't control it. Marois will shoot it in again. Off the boards, and Sauvé moving in on Robinson. Robinson got it out to Tremblay. Tremblay tried to make a play, and Carbonell is tied up near center. 24 seconds to play regulation time here in Game 7. 2-2 tie. The Nordiques rush door. Played it over to Gillis. Kicked out by Penny. McPhee off the glass with it down the ice. 10 seconds to play before we go to overtime for certain. Here's Moeller, 5 seconds, time for a shot. He doesn't get one away.
Can you believe it?
There is the siren. And these two teams in the Battle of Quebec have now gone 7 games in regulation time, and it'll be settled in overtime. And the players get ready. Heaney chops it in. Price will fire it to the boards and out. Nordiques get the first shot at it. Peter Stastny dropping, and Anton's shot is blocked by Curvers. Robinson back there against Peter Stastny. Canadians can't move it out. Heaney tripped up over there along the boards, and he fell on the puck.
Well, and the old saying, what do I know? My 18-year-old daughter Nancy said to me last night, Dad, they're going to play overtime tomorrow night. You know, I said, what are you talking about? That one? Yes, they will. So I guess she's her grandfather's granddaughter when it comes to hockey knowledge. Here we are.
She must have had a word with Red Fisher, because Fisher told me before the game we're into this kind of situation. Well, we are, Nancy, and we are, Red. Now, Nordiques, Price with Moeller. Peter Stastny, Anton Stastny, and Cote moving it up on Robinson and Curvers. Curvers clearing it out, not taking any chances. They'll be doing that, these defensemen. Won't fool around too much inside the blue line, especially in the early going of overtime. Canadians get it up to Heaney. Protection is in there. Against Nyland, turning near the line. He was bodied right away. Couldn't one-hand it in. Peter Stastny brings it out. Give it to Goulet as the Nordiques make changes. Now Ludwig. In front of the net it comes. Nyland is there. He's alone on the play, so he was shooting from center. Nyland going to the bench. Mondu was on the ice. Mondu went after, didn't see it. Naslund couldn't stop it. Curvers near center. Fired a pass ahead. Rochefort gave it to Sauvé. Sauvé played one in. It's blocked by Ludwig. Tremblay couldn't move. Ludwig will. Ludwig coming to center, and he let one go in on God's limb. There's the first stop in overtime, and it was an easy save for the goaltender. But the Pittsburgh lines. And there's Tremblay. I suppose a candidate to score a crucial goal. A lot of them out there, folks, are. Another one there, Ashton. Just went through the picture. 4 of overtime. We're tied at 2 goals. Bell and Sauvé for Quebec. Mondu and Naslund for the Canadians. No scoring in the third period. A draw. Canadians got it. Hooks. Shot by Naslund from a difficult angle. And Naslund was alive. Out from the Nordiques. Long shot. Penny looked. And there it was, Mr. Penny. He looked shaky on that long shot. It was behind him.
Holy
and again, Mick, you said before, it didn't have that spin.
Unbelievable.
Whoa.
This whole building together, this whole building was a big sigh when they realized that Penny had lost it. How it got through there, I don't know. Boy, oh boy.
Take a look, Mick. Might be here. You can see it just drop down.
Well, it looked like he had it in the trapper. Somehow it got through. Oh boy. I'll tell you what, they may, after the season's over, they may be taking Steve Penny to a doctor to get him fitted for some kind of contact lenses or something. He definitely has trouble with the long shots. But as Don Cherry said, he's great in close.
Here's the draw. Robinson is around and it can't get out. But fortunately, the puck rolled to Smith. The Boisvert who shoots it in. Here comes Deblois. Deblois is in there. And jumping with Skoselin.
Thank goodness for the make nets there, I'll tell you. I don't think Boisvert is seriously hurt, but did he ever go into that post unprotected? Get knocked from his feet.
Cool. You think they're not trying? He's okay.
Watch you get the feet knocked out from under him. Boisvert right there. He loses his footing. Bang. Wrapped those ribs into the goalpost too. If that had been the old system of those pegs sticking up 3-4 inches, he'd have had some busted ribs.
As it is, they're probably bruised a bit. He really went in there heavily.
2 minutes gone, overtime. The Canadians have had 2 shots. Quebec has had 1.
The draw. Quebec will clear. Price to Cote. Cote in the center ice zone. Nyland couldn't stop it now. He missed it. Peter Stastny brought it in, but it's offside. Brother Anton was trapped inside the line. You want to watch Peter Stastny. He has been moving well tonight. Hasn't figured in any of the scoring yet.
I gotta wonder with Alain Lemieux, as we mentioned at the top of the show, out of the lineup, would he might have helped Quebec with that great speed of his. Played very well while he was in there for the Nordiques.
There goes Peter Stastny after Nyland. It's hooked back to Penny. That was long range too. I don't know if I'd do that. But Steve Penny was watching the play and he stopped it.
Imagine on a long shot or a fluke like something like that, the money that's involved here with the extra home games, the playoffs, and oh my goodness, you can think about it. Lots of bucks.
Arbonneau against Peter Stastny. He'll try to get it back to Price, and he does. Screen shot! Rebound! Oh, he scored! Quebec has won the series after Penny made 2 big saves. The Nordiques are in. The Canadians are out. Next stop, Philadelphia.